You wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest, littlest band in the world, MiniKISS. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Kiss Army Things podcast. So today we're going to be reviewing the incredible MiniKISS concert that we just saw last night in Indianapolis. It's going to be a kind of a nice bookend on Kiss Tribute Summer.
Yes, that's so true. I didn't even think about it like that.
Neither did I, because Kiss Tribute Summer has kind of been like an impromptu thing.
Yeah,
so.
like kind of accidental, but in the best way.
Exactly. So if you guys aren't sure what we're talking about, basically this whole summer, it started with the Kiss My Ass 30th anniversary episode, and then we ended up reviewing some other tribute albums, and then some songs that Kiss had recorded that were actually covers or rewrites of other songs. So it's just been like a snowball, which is kind of ironic because we're talking about summer and snowball. Anyway, but today we're going to be closing our Kiss Tribute Summer by reviewing the MiniKISS concert. But first, I want to apologize because I know I told everybody at the end of the last episode that there was going to be another video coming this Sunday. I told everybody that this Sunday was going to be more of a shorter form video, and that video is coming, don't worry. That'll just be coming maybe on a Wednesday or something. I don't know. It'll be a surprise drop.
Not to keep teasing it, but I can still see the item.
It's still sitting right.
That this video is about.
Yeah, it's literally right next to you guys. You guys can't even see it, but no, it is awesome. So it will be a cool video. Definitely stick around for that video. But we had to do an episode, obviously, talking about MiniKISS, because once we found out that MiniKISS was going to be coming around, it was like, you know what? I've been dying to see a tribute band, so tickets were really cheap.
Yeah.
And so that was like a no-brainer. But we want to start off with a quick spotlight.
Yes.
And this will be an unconventional spotlight, because we always talk about the last album that we listened to. And I think we listened to Hand of Fate on the way up, which was our make-believe new Kiss album that we made in episode 100. So if you guys didn't see episode 100, definitely check that out. But yeah, we listened to Hand of Fate on the way up. But our spotlight today is actually going to be you guys, because in the last episode we talked about Gene Simmons since it was his birthday, talked about all of our favorite Gene Simmons songs, and we also made a playlist.
Yes.
We each made a playlist of all of those songs, and told you guys to join in on the fun. And you guys left some awesome playlists. And so I thought, you know what? Since we're really bad at reading comments on every show, today's the day where we spotlight the Kiss Army.
Absolutely.
And so did you come up with a few lists or any playlists?
I mean, I read through everybody's comments, and they were all fantastic, so it's hard to even narrow it down. But there was one that was... I think they have about 12. It's from Greg, and I just love it because it's a lot of songs that I love and are some of my favorites, but just didn't quite make the cut for my playlist.
Okay.
So
yeah, fair enough.
I'm just going to read his whole thing because it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So he's got Trial by Fire. First of all, I almost feel like I should have added that to mine. That's
from Asylum.
Such a great song.
Yep.
Trial by Fire, Unholy, obviously. Any Way You Slice It, and On the Eighth Day.
So far, all 80s love it.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't pick On the Eighth Day either. What a great song.
That's amazing.
Deuce, Dance All Over Your Face. Russian Roulette, yes. War Machine, yes. Killer, Going Blind, Within, and Calling Dr. Love, which I think is a perfect closer.
That's
I just
awesome.
thought that was like a perfect 12 songs.
That's a lot of 80s in there, which
yes,
is really
that's
good.
why I like it.
Yeah, there was a few songs that I saw floating around in everybody else's. I was like, how did I not include that? Under the Rose, did I choose Under the Rose? Maybe I had Under the Rose on mine.
I think you did Under the Rose, and I did World Without Heroes.
For sure, it was She.
Okay.
Someone had She on their list, and I was like, how did I not have She?
That's one of the best Kiss songs.
It really is
ever.
I think I had Watching You, but yeah, no, that one is definitely a good one. So. Yeah, great choice.
There was one other comment that's not necessarily a playlist, but just kind of a commentary on Gene songs. Dakota says, I don't hate Gene songs, I don't love Gene songs. I find that I prefer his songs from records like Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade, and other post-makeup records. I agree.
Wow.
I agree 100%.
For sure.
I really enjoy his songs from Psycho Circus, including all the recorded demos that he did.
That's
I thought
cool.
That was a cool take,
Absolutely.
and I agree with that.
There were some other folks that also had... some demos in theirs, like somebody had It's My Life.
Yeah, that was a great addition.
I don't know if somebody else had Are You Ready, but I think somebody else had Sweet and Dirty Love, which was a demo from Psycho Circus that actually made it onto his 04 album Asshole. So yeah, that was some really cool stuff. We didn't have any demos on ours, did we?
No, but I just want you guys to know that speaking of Are You Ready, almost every time that we're setting up to film, just we don't even think about it, but when we're getting ready to start, we start singing that song.
Yeah, it's like, okay, are you ready? Yep. Are you ready? Baby, baby. So I wanted to read a playlist as well, and it's funny because you mentioned Greg's. Greg is one of our Kiss Army Things patrons.
Nice.
And this comment also comes from the Patreon. This comes from Matt H. So shout out to both Matt and Greg and Darren.
Yes.
And Rex
always.
and Bjorn, and thank you to all the Kiss Army Things patrons. You guys
guys
rock. And Matt, it's been great talking with you in the Kiss Army Things chat. Thank you so much for participating and leaving your playlist. I wanted to read his because he has some good ones as well. So Unholy. I love how all 4 of the ones that we've read, or the 2 that we read and our 2
included
had Unholy.
Didn't you and I both start ours with Unholy?
Yes, and Matt so did as well. So I mean,
love that.
It just goes to show that Gene wrote a banger on that one. Anyway, so Unholy and Deuce. Deuce was one that I also forgot, which is kind of like, I didn't really forget it, but it's like just quintessential Gene.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, so Matt, Unholy, Deuce, Not for the Innocent, Charisma, Thief in the Night, God of Thunder, She, there you go, Not for the Innocent, Almost Human, War Machine, and he included some honorable mentions, and this one was the one that I was like, how did I forget this one? Lonely is the Hunter.
Oh my gosh.
From Animalize, which I know it's a B-side off Animalize, but that's like one of my favorite Gene songs.
Yeah, I should have thought of that one too.
From Animalize. And then the last one, he ends it with Always Near You / Nowhere to Hide, which is from his solo album.
Okay,
the 78 solo album. So I liked the two honorable mentions in the B-sides there. That really just topped it off. So great stuff, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for participating. That always makes it fun.
It really does. But yeah, so now we're going to talk about the MiniKISS show. Because this was something that, I think I'm not even sure, something prompted it. Yes, okay, so you guys know I've been like collecting a lot of KISS tickets from Indiana.
Yes.
I know you especially know because I'm always like, babe, look what I got. But anyway, so I've been collecting a lot of KISS Indiana things in the last year, ever since KISS ended, the end of the road tour. And so I think I was searching KISS tickets Indiana.
Yes.
Looking for...
Wow, that's how you...
Yes, I searched KISS Tickets Indiana on the shopping tab, looking for people who are selling ticket stubs on eBay or whatever, and it said MiniKISS 2024 Indianapolis, and I was like, hello, and so clicked the link, and it was like, 2 weeks away, tickets $20. Are you going? And I'm like, add to cart.
100%.
So absolutely. I'm pretty sure that sometime earlier this year, I was even saying like I want to go see a KISS tribute.
Yes,
band.
you were.
I was like, I want to go see whether it was Mr. Speed or whoever. I don't care. I just want to see a KISS tribute band. Get out there, see live music. You were talking about how it's been a slow year for concerts and live music.
It has been for us.
And I feel like even though this was not a like full scale show or a KISS show, it was kind of what we needed.
It still scratched
to just
that itch
get
a little
out
bit,
and to
100%.
have fun. The KISS Army showed out.
Yes, that was the coolest part, honestly, was just being able to be back at a KISS-centric event with other KISS fans.
Absolutely.
Even though we didn't run into anybody we knew, we did talk to a few people and saw a lot of cool T-shirts. And,
we did.
Oh, so awesome.
So this place, it was called the Hi-Fi Annex, which I had never heard of. It was literally a parking lot.
Yeah.
A hidden, secluded parking lot, and it was dope.
Yeah, so this place,
it was really cool.
This place in Indy, it really is just like you might accidentally walk right by it,
which we kind of almost did.
Yeah, we did.
Said, where the hell are we going?
But they have one venue that's inside the actual Hi-Fi, and then the Hi-Fi Annex is you have to walk around the block to behind the building, and it is literally in a parking lot. But there's a big stage, and it's kind of closed in with all these merch and food vendors and stuff, and it's just its own little concert
It was
venue.
literally its own little concert venue.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and which is kind of funny because I wasn't even anticipating an outdoor show.
Yeah, I don't think we realized until day of.
Yeah.
that it was outside.
I was thinking it's going to be like a standing room only, really small. Which it'd be fine.
Yeah,
that's what I was looking forward to. But
and
this
I think
was like
that's kind of what the inside version is.
Probably,
yeah.
And this was just like a standing room only outdoor venue, kind of like a small mini amphitheater for MiniKISS.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was perfect.
Yeah,
it really was. We get there. We were walking on the way up. In one of the windows, they had a cardboard cutout of MiniKISS, which was super awesome. Ran into this guy while we were walking, and he was like, "You guys seen MiniKISS before?" I was like, "No," and he was walking with his 2 daughters, who were probably 4 to 6. It looked like
they were little.
Really, probably 6 to 8 or something like that. But he goes, get up there and get a picture with MiniKISS, the cardboard, and so they're getting up there posing and It was really cool.
It was awesome.
Because, it's not like a full-fledged KISS show, but it's cool to see KISS fans getting out.
Yeah, well, and especially because a lot of these kids... Yeah, there was a lot of kids and a lot of kids that had never seen KISS. There was this little boy and girl in front of us that, some people actually, since they had never been able to see KISS, some of the adults that were at the barricade, because we got way up there, we were second row,
yeah.
But some of the other adults who obviously have been to a lot of KISS shows kind of slid to the side or stepped back to let the kids be at the barricade.
Yeah.
And they had a blast. That was, one of my favorite parts, was just watching this brother and sister, getting so excited, pointing at the band members. They got these, little washcloths that they were using, but that were marked up on and said MiniKISS on them.
Yeah, Mini Gene, Mini Ace, whoever it was for.
Yeah,
they both got one.
And Mini Paul kept acknowledging them and pointing at them. It was just so awesome to see that.
I think at one point the little girl was flashing her shirt. Look at my shirt, look at my shirt, and he was like, I see you got Gene Simmons on your shirt. Let me introduce you to Mini Gene Simmons, and Mini Gene, goes crazy.
It was so cute because the brother and sister and the mom and dad that were behind them, I don't know if you noticed, but they all four had a different solo album on their shirt.
That's what it was.
All four of them.
No, I didn't see anybody's shirt.
Yeah, so she had the Gene one, but they all had a different one. It was so cool.
Yeah, no, I missed that, but it was just cool to see the kids. There was also some folks who were over to the right of us who were actually wearing KISS makeup.
Yes, they look great.
They went all out and actually put on makeup and had, not full-fledged costumes, but they were decked out.
Yeah.
And there was a little boy who, again, couldn't have been 5 years old.
Oh, he was 3 or 4.
You think he was 3 or 4?
He was little.
Yeah, he's starting preschool this year.
He was so cute.
And he was wanting to get a picture with the guys in makeup, and so his dad picked him up and held him next to the people in makeup, got their photo taken.
Yeah.
And you could tell that it was a really big moment for them because we can't guarantee those kids saw KISS.
No, they
on this
probably
last
didn't.
tour. They probably didn't. They probably never will. So this was like a full-fledged thing for them. And I can think back to when I saw my first KISS tribute band. It was Mr. Speed in 2009 at the Indianapolis KISS Expo. It was my first KISS Expo, Jeb and I's first KISS Expo. First time seeing a KISS tribute band. We had only seen one KISS concert. That was back when we were real little.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you that when we were there at Mr. Speed, before the show, we had butterflies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was still
it's the real thing.
I was still 14, so you think I wouldn't, but I was like, I'm excited. I'm enjoying this. And so even though it was unbearably hot and we were sweating.
Oh, you guys. Even though the outdoor venue was cool, it came during a week where it has been 95 and above.
95 and above consistently in Indiana.
And humid and disgusting. So even it was nicer once the sun finally went down, but it's still the air was still so thick that even just standing there we're sweating like crazy.
Pretty sure that this was the hottest show on Earth.
Yes.
I mean, that tour was definitely, pretty rough with the pyro and the heat index.
It was truly the hottest and the littlest.
Yeah, nice, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, so before MiniKISS, though, we actually had an opener, an opening act, which was a comedian. And that used to always, not rub me the wrong way, but it always seemed weird to me when there was a comedian or some other form of entertainment before a rock show.
Yeah.
Like when
a painter.
Like when KISS announced David Garibaldi.
Yeah.
And then we saw that first show. And then 3 days before that, we saw Metallica, same venue, and they had Jim Brewer, a comedian.
Yeah, it's become more of a thing in the last few years.
And honestly, it worked. Mm-hmm. David's performance was great. Jim Brewer, obviously, he's a legend. He's a metalhead, Metallica fan, so it worked.
Yeah. They always tie in somehow.
It always works. And so he comes out in an AC/DC shirt, and you're talking about a KISS crowd. But what's funny is that we were talking to, what was this guy, JT is his name?
JT, I think.
Yeah, JT. Near us. Who was really super awesome because he was talking to us a little bit because he was roughly our age, maybe a little bit older. Had a ripped up Market Square Arena shirt from '96, same show my parents went to. Was talking about that, and he was like,
"Well, he saw your tattoo.
He saw my tattoo, and he was like, he said, I'm in my 30s. I love KISS. I'm the world's biggest KISS fan until I saw you, Xander." And I was like, "Whoa, really?" He was like, "Dude, the shirt, the tattoo, man, you're all about it."
I respect it.
I was like, "Hey, man, thanks, I appreciate it." And so I was like, "If you want more, KISS content, check out our channel." And so he
pulled out his phone and he was like, find it for me. He was like, I drive a lot for work. I'll totally listen to you guys. And so I got on YouTube and subscribed for him. So if you're watching, JT, what's up?
Rock on, man.
If we got your name wrong, I'm sorry. It was very loud.
I don't think we got it wrong.
I think it was JT.
I'm pretty
sure.
Could
have been JD. But
it could have been JD, but I think it was JT. Either way, he knows who he is. He knows he rocks.
Yeah.
And he was the one who was talking about, yeah, man, they got a comedian coming out. He makes fun of disabled people. And we were like, what?
And he said that because he was there with his stepdad who's in a wheelchair.
He was with his dad.
He was saying it like it was funny, like it was going to be a funny thing. And I was a little concerned. I was like some able-bodied person is about to walk out here
and make fun of this guy in a wheelchair.
Right. And he seems like the kind of guy that, would maybe
be fine
think
with
it's funny,
it. Yeah.
whatever. But I still was a little worried. But then he came out. What was his name?
His name, I think it was Lucas Waterfill.
Waterfill,
I think, right? Yeah, yes. Lucas Waterfill.
Yes, and he actually himself is disabled and is in a chair. So
he came out crippled as shit,
so
and we were like, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
Yeah.
and he was hilarious.
He was so funny.
His set was witty. It was self-aware.
Yeah, very self-aware.
Unapologetic. Funny. He came out disabled and was like making fun of it all and owning it, but also like shedding some light on what it's like to be disabled. And so we
wouldn't call him crippled as shit if he hadn't said a bunch of stuff just like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, he came out and it was like, okay, this is going to be great. And he came out and he was. What was he talking about, like the KISS crowd? Because he was talking about us as if we were dumb, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh yeah, I gotta remember where I'm at. This is a KISS crowd.
Right.
Like if he said
roasting us.
If he made a joke that didn't really get a lot of laughs, he would say, oh, I forgot. I'm gonna. That's a thinker, and I'm gonna.
That's a thinker. Yeah. That was so funny.
And that's not for a KISS crowd. So he was definitely like owning it, and he was hyping up MiniKISS, talking about KISS, and was like, he was talking about he hopes they played Going Blind. He said, I like Going Blind, which I was like, okay, he knows a rather deep cut, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, it took forever in between his set and the MiniKISS set. And
did we mention it was hot? It was very hot.
It was very hot.
It was like at least an hour in between, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because he was only up there 20 minutes maybe.
No, I think he was
maybe
up there
30,
for a half hour.
Maybe 30, but he also was hot and dying. And he even said that at the end. He was like, I'm sweating. I'm out. Bye, guys.
He said, my balls are floating in my wheelchair. I'm out.
He did say that.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, but it was like, it felt like at least an hour that we were standing there in between, just sweating and dying.
Yeah, waiting for MiniKISS. And
worth the wait, though.
And you could kind of see backstage and them walking back and forth. There was
a great playlist, though, in the meantime, because they had, just like, most concerts, they had a playlist of rock songs going, and it was fantastic. So we at least had something good to listen to.
Yeah, and once it got to, I think, like, not Renegade, but it was like, what was the one song that it was, I think, Under Pressure.
Yes.
And we were like, oh, this would be a good song to end it on,
yeah.
And then there was some other classic rock song that ended, like, oh, this would be a great song for them to, like, finalize that and then come out on stage.
Yeah.
And so we just keep waiting for that song, and it never happens. Until...
Well, and it's funny, because before you even say that, a few minutes before this happens, we keep speculating, is this going to be the last song? Is this going to be the last song? And then I just offhandedly said, oh man, I wish they would play Rock and Roll.
By Led Zeppelin.
By Led Zeppelin, as like KISS always did right before each show. And they freaking did it!
And they did.
They did it!
They did. As soon as Rock and Roll came on by Led Zeppelin, that was obviously at a noticeably higher volume than any of the other songs. I was like,
oh, it got me.
You're kidding me. Like, that to me...
It gave me that same feeling I get before a KISS show.
Put me in the mood.
Yes.
Because up until that point, I'm like, okay, I want to see a KISS tribute band. It's super hot. Come on.
Let's go.
Let's get going. And all of a sudden, and I'm going, oh, it is on. And there were a few people that also recognized it, but there were a few other folks that were like, why are these people freaking out
right now?
And we were like, no, this is it.
On.
This is the song that they're gonna, obviously come out to. And so as soon as that song ends, the hum.
Oh, you're right.
They had. It wasn't the exact same hum, but it was a very similar low amplifier, hum sound that you hear before KISS shows. And I was like, man, they're really like, this is really cool.
I know. I turned to you and said, this makes me miss KISS.
Yeah, she goes, this makes me like miss the real thing. And I was like, yeah, you're kind of right. And the fact that they're like immersing it this well is super cool. And so there you go. I mean, you heard you wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band and littlest band in the world.
Littlest band, yep.
MiniKISS, and as soon as they hit the stage, man, they were off to the races. It was super awesome.
They were electric.
We had watched a few clips of them prior, not to spoil it, but just to get an idea and get a feel, because the first thing I noticed is that this is a different MiniKISS than the one that we all saw the Super Bowl commercial in 2010, or even Paul Blart 2 when they're in the elevator scene.
Yeah, it is the same band technically, but yes, it seems like most, if not all, maybe all of the members have changed over time.
At some point.
And I mean, we know for a fact that at least one of them have passed away, right? The founding members.
The founding member, I think, is Joey Fatale.
Yes.
I'm probably butchering that name, but they mentioned it on stage.
Yeah,
the Star
him.
Child said, "Rest in peace to Joey Fatale, the one who created MiniKISS all the way back in '96."
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And that was really cool because, again, you could tell that it was a different MiniKISS, but nobody in the crowd probably cared.
It doesn't matter because they were all fantastic, and I know for sure that a lot of them were different, other than just the obvious because they look different. But it has to be because this band's been going since '96, and Mini Gene is a lot younger than I thought because he started kind of towards the end of the concert. Telling this kind of inspirational story about how when he was in high school, and he said about 10 years ago.
15 years ago,
I think he said 10. He said about 10 years ago, I was about 15, freshman in high school, or like sophomore in high school, and I was like, well, then you're probably younger than me.
Yeah, you're around our
age or younger.
A little younger.
And he, it was really cool to hear him speak about that, because he said that he was watching MiniKISS at the time and thinking that's what I want to do, and saying things like someday I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna be up on stage playing Gene Simmons. And
he was a Kiss fan.
Yeah, and his classmates were like, "Oh, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna amount to anything." And he was like, "This just proves you can do anything you put your mind to." And he was talking to all the kids, and that was just so cool.
It really was. The whole show through and through was fantastic. I know there has been a little bit of controversy surrounding them because people think they're really clever when they point out a band who might be using like tracks or anything like that. And so it seemed like MiniKISS was using about half and half. I think at one point I noticed maybe the lead guitar player, the mini ace, was playing to a track.
Okay.
And then the drums had a little bit of like a click or something to play along to. But the rest of the drums were live, and the vocals were live, as far as I can tell. Them. So people think they're clever when they call that stuff out, but why they use it, I don't know. Maybe it's just to keep them on time. Maybe it is hard to play because they're playing full instruments, full-size instruments. So whatever the cause, I mean, it didn't really matter to me. It didn't really ruin the show.
It's about recreating the Kiss experience, and they did that.
I was really thoroughly impressed with their energy, their costumes, especially Mini Paul's costume.
Paul was great. He had a fantastic voice. He really did. He had that Star Child energy.
Yeah, I was literally like,
great.
If I squinted, I was like, I'm looking at the Star Child. His outfit was modeled more after the end of the road, so it looked current.
Yeah.
And I was just really impressed with their energy. I was really impressed with his vocals. The banter was spot on.
Yes, it was so Paul
Because
Stanley.
we've always heard Paul say, you're looking at a band that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well, MiniKISS, they say, you're looking at a band up here that's in the Guinness Guinness Book of World Records.
Yes.
Because they hold
energy.
They hold the Guinness record for world's smallest band, or at least all male band.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. You know what I mean? So they're using that to tailor it into their set as Kiss would. Again, with the Led Zeppelin and the Hum, it was like.
Yeah, they do their research.
We're home.
It's
awesome.
I mean?
It's like, these are actual fans, and even if they're not like diehards, it's fine. Even if it's just their job, they're well rehearsed. They know what they're doing. They take it seriously. They have fun, and that's what the show was through and through.
Yeah, and Mini Paul did some like ad-libs that Paul Stanley only does on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like did not do on any studio tracks. So I'm like, he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's
he was
researching.
Like, 12 o'clock. I gotta rock. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting flashbacks to the freaking end of the road tour, you know, which is what I wanted. Awesome. That's what I wanted. I wanted that KISS feeling. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be surrounded by my people. I mean, there were people with KISS shirts in front of us, behind us. Yeah. We were wearing KISS shirts, and so it was just through and through a great show. And I wanted to real quickly talk about the set list because, let's see, they started off with Detroit Rock City. Yes. They had, they played Shout It Out Loud, Deuce, Strutter, and so clearly, you know, full 70s right there. And then they really surprised me with a Star Spangled Banner, a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Yeah. And this was super cool because you guys might remember on the Rock the Nation tour, this was like right after the Iraqi war started. So Paul on that tour would give a lot of inspirational speeches to kind of like pump up the people of America, to remember that you have freedom, to not live your lives in fear, and to enjoy the opportunities you have here in America. Yeah. And they were kind of embodying that same thing. It was awesome. Where it's like, it's America that allows us to get up here and do whatever we want and say whatever we want and allows you guys to gather and have fun. You know, never forget that. Live life, have fun, be happy.
God bless America.
God bless America.
And we start chanting USA.
And the drummer, the mini Peter, started hitting the bass drum 3 times. It was saying USA. And immediately the whole crowd was going USA, just like the Rock the Nation DVD. It was literally like straight out of a KISS DVD. Everything was like out of a KISS show, which is what you want. You know what I mean? So nothing felt phoned in or half-assed. It was just like, we're all here to enjoy good music.
100%.
And so, there was a Star Spangled Banner rendition, followed by a quick drum solo by Mini Peter.
Yes, that was cool.
There was a drum solo that was, it was awesome, super tasty. And then after that, I think they did just the intro to Black Diamond.
I know, that kind of disappointed me a little bit.
That was
I
the
thought we were
one,
gonna get it.
I can't really call it a disappointment, but it was like a teaser where he started off doing the slow guitar, and you're like, oh, I know this. Yeah. And he goes, if you know this, sing it. And so, you know,
and he did sing the beginning,
we got all the way to the Under Their Thumb. And then, I think either right before that or after that, there was the blood spitting. Which felt I think it might have been right before that.
It was before, because
I think it might have been before that.
There was really no pausing in between the Black Diamond intro and Love Gun, right?
I think it was Lick It Up.
Pretty sure it was Love Gun.
Or it was Love Gun.
I'm pretty sure it was Love Gun.
It might have been Love Gun, for sure. So the blood spitting might have been before that. Yeah. But Mini Jean definitely came out, mouth full of blood, and did the whole blood spitting routine. There was no fire breathing, probably a safety issue or whatever, but who cares? The blood spitting, nobody saw that coming, because as soon as he came up, you could tell his mouth was full of something, and you're like, wait, what? Someone goes, oh, here we go.
I didn't expect him to do it, but
some guy said, oh, he's going to spit blood. He's going to spit blood. I'm like, he's going to spit blood. We're all freaking out, and so, did the whole blood spitting thing over, he had a towel put down.
Yeah, they probably didn't want to ruin this stage.
Yeah, so they put a towel down and did the blood spitting, and then, like, shook the towel, and was like, and it was super cool. And then, you're right, they did go into Love Gun. I'm pretty sure the only 80s song they did was Lick It Up.
Oh, but it was awesome.
But it was cool.
Lick It Up was one of my favorite moments. That's such a fun song to sing along to live. Like, that's one of the ones I miss so much from KISS being on tour.
That's one that people say, oh, that should have been removed from the set list.
Disagree,
and I'm like Lick It Up is one that needs to be in the set list. And the way they did it was interesting, because usually, as we know, KISS, they do the acapella intro.
Yes.
You know, cymbal catch, don't want to wait till you know me better. And that. They did the studio version.
They actually did do the studio version for that, that was interesting.
Maybe for some kind of odd, but for me, I was like, whoa. I don't think I've ever heard anybody do Lick It Up this way.
Yeah.
But then he would go right into the same ad-libs, I gotta live like I'm on vacation. So he was doing all that, and I was like, this is great.
Good. That was one of my favorite songs on the set
Super
list.
Fun. And probably the one that got the biggest reception crowd-wise, no shocker here, I Was Made for Loving You.
Yeah, and that was one of my favorites too. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was.
Partially just because of the crowd response, because that made it that much more electric, because everybody was singing along and dancing to it. It was awesome.
Yeah, as we all know, this song is pretty much like the KISS's number one go-to track right now. It's like the KISS on Rock and Roll Night. What?
Who?
Shout Out Loud, never heard of it. No. For Beth, even, it's almost like, that song has become KISS's song.
Yeah.
Speaking of Beth, that was the next song, and this was really cool because when Peter Criss does Beth, what does he do? He comes out on front, sits on a stool.
Or piano.
Eric has the piano. Yeah. Peter would have a rose. He would throw the rose out. Yeah. What was Mini Peter doing, man?
He was dancing, grooving, rocking.
He was swagging out, dude. I mean, he was seriously... It was kind of cool.
And it's funny because the song itself was the same. Like, it sounded the same as far as I could tell, but... You could tell this was his moment to get out from behind the drums and shine, and he took it.
He was literally...
He was working the stage. He was interacting with the audience. It was awesome.
And I really liked it because it weirdly, gave Beth a new feel.
Yes, it gave it more energy.
Because that song, Love It or Hate It, when it comes to the live set, it's always treated so seriously and so romantically.
Yes, because it is serious and romantic.
Yeah, whether Eric is rising up with the golden piano or whatever, and he's playing the piano, or whether Peter Criss brings
soft,
the rose
dramatic
out and
moment,
does the bow,
which is great. But this was really cool to see a different side of Beth.
But when Midi Peter comes out and he's like dancing, he's like, I'll be right home to you. Me and the boys will be playing. It just felt different. You know what I mean? It felt less serious and romantic, and more loose and fun.
And more just like a group sing along. You know what I mean? Because everybody was singing along with him. And...
That one also does pretty well live. The crowd tends to like Beth, but at this point there's a huge switch in the set list because I'm kind of thinking, okay, what's going to be like the last handful of tracks they're going to do? And Minnie Paul asked, "Do we have any Motley Crue fans in the house?" And, naturally, the whole crowd just erupts, Motley Crue. He goes, well, we're going to do a song for you now by Motley Crue. This one's called Home Sweet Home. And so the whole crowd's like, whoa, here we go. So
I did not expect any covers.
And this was wild.
Obviously, they're all covers, but any non-Kiss covers.
Right. Yeah, a Kiss tribute band. It was wild watching a Kiss tribute band cover another band's song. And again, it just worked so well. They were all singing it. The crowd was singing it. This was the only song that I didn't know every word to.
Yeah, me either.
I know the chorus and some other songs,
yeah.
But this one isn't like one that I know every single word to. So I couldn't quite sing along to all of it. But it still worked really well hearing them do a cover. And that wasn't the only cover they do.
We might not have known every word to that song, but you know what song we did know every single word to?
Bohemian Rhapsody
by Queen.
They said, we're going to do one now. This one's dedicated to Freddie Mercury, the man himself up in heaven. This one's called Bohemian Rhapsody, and we went full Wayne and Garth. Just full Wayne's World mode. And was like singing along. The whole crowd was just...
I'm sorry, but it might be cliche, but if you haven't experienced singing Bohemian Rhapsody with a group of people, it is the best experience.
Call your friends right now.
It's so much fun.
Bring them over there. Pop in Wayne's World.
Or go to karaoke and get up there. We've done that with our friends before.
Yeah, the last time I had heard Bohemian Rhapsody was when you and I went to karaoke night with all of our friends and got up there at the last song of the night.
Yes, and all sang it together.
And we all sang it together. That was really fun.
It's magic every
time. Here we are now at a MiniKISS show, singing a Queen song with about 300 Kiss fans behind us.
Yeah.
In pitch black, night and burning up August, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
We were sweating, but we were screaming.
Yeah.
That was fun. Again, very unexpected.
I'm surprised we could talk today because our voices, when we were walking away from that venue to go find our car, sounded awful. I thought yours was going to be gone today.
I thought mine was going to be gone today too because I noticed after Deuce, which was the second or I think it was the third song in the set list.
You're already listening.
I knew after Deuce, I was like, oops. I was like a rut-row. When we were leaving and we were talking, my voice was scratchy. I was like, it's already 1 a.m, folks.
Yeah.
We get home, it's 1 a.m. or something, and I go to bed, get up at 5:30, work my 8-hour shift, come home, sit my ass down and do this podcast.
That sounds good.
I'm going to sleep. I got to work till 1 a.m. to get this episode up.
Yeah.
But I don't care. But I was thinking for real though, I'm just going to be wrecked the whole time. And somehow I made it through, so we're good there. But the last song of the night, of course, no surprise here, was Rock and Roll-O-Matic.
Of course.
And how they introduced it was perfect. And you kind of set it up earlier. Because they wanted to take time to just really pump up the crowd, send out a positive message. And that's what you were saying about Mini Jean. Mini Jean was saying, always, whatever it is you want to do. I don't care if you're a kid. We got lots of kids in the crowds. I don't care if you're a kid, a teen, or an adult. You could be in your 60s.
Yeah.
If you have a dream, You have something you want to do, you want to achieve. Today's the day. Go and do it. This is the youngest you're going to be. Tomorrow isn't promised. Get up and do it.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know, Mini Gene.
You can do it. I did it. You can do it.
Mini Gene was even. He said doctors told me that I would never be independent. Doctors told me that I was always going to be dependent on somebody. I'm not going to make it. My classmates and my teachers all told me that I need to take the easy way out, or take the easy way. You're not going to amount to nothing. Life is going to be really hard for you.
Yeah. And
he said, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And like I said, he said that being a young Kiss fan, you know, it's kind of hard on its own. But once he saw MiniKISS and was like, I identify with this. And he manifested it, man. He was there up on stage.
Awesome. That just makes me so happy.
It was. And he said, my dream in life was to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yep.
And it's like, how,
perfect.
I got goosebumps
I know, me too.
repeating it right now. It was like, how are you going to, like, not... How are you going to segue better than that? You know what I mean? So rock and roll night happens. The show ends. It's absolutely phenomenal. We're sweating. We couldn't wait to, at that point, just get out of there, get in the car, go home, stop by Waffle House.
I was going to say, not before we go to Waffle House, because we have a thing for going to Waffle House at, like, midnight on the way home from events.
Yeah, any like, major event, it's like, okay, it's 1 a.m., where are we going? Waffle House. So that happens.
Because all of a sudden you realize how starving you are.
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds so good, so cheap and easy.
We wanted to eat at the venue, but food was a little bit pricey, and the food that you wanted, they didn't have it. And so it was like, we're just going to raw dog it, as they say, and not eat, and then we're going to get food afterwards. We didn't dog it, because we didn't get it in a hot dog. Anyway, so, I mean, what else are we going to say? It was a great, fun show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally just fun, and that's all you could ever want when it comes to Kiss. You know what I mean? So, that was... fantastic, and I loved all the homages they gave to the original founder.
Yes.
Because again, I don't think anybody in the crowd knew that they were looking at a different MiniKISS. Kind of like how some folks, might look at Eric and Tommy and be like, "Yeah, it's the Catman Spaceman,"
Right.
And it's what it is. It's Kiss. Be Kiss. So, man, did they pull Kiss off well. And they were talking like, we've been on the road since January 2024. We're going to be on the road till January 25th.
Yeah, they said we're booked until then. They are busy. They've been opening for like Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, and Soulja Boy.
I saw their video.
I saw it too.
Yeah. They were like, go on our Instagram and you can see Mini Gene doing the Soulja Boy right next to Soulja Boy himself.
It makes so much sense, having found out that Mini Gene is our age.
Yeah.
Of course he would know the Soulja Boy dance.
Yeah,
I used to know the whole thing.
True. Yeah, really. That's kind of funny. We actually did the Soulja Boy dance in gym class.
Really?
When it first came out, it was
very simple. Yeah.
It was Soulja Boy and Cotton Eye Joe. That right there is the quintessential 2008.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's 08 right there.
Yeah, that's late 2000s, early 2010s.
Oh gosh,
so good.
Those were the days. Those were the times. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, that's weird to me. I mean, not like weird, but it's kind of random that they're opening up for rappers.
Right. Who booked that?
What? The promoters are like, nah, I think we got something here. We can cross market this.
It seems to be working. I don't quite understand how.
Apparently. And I mean, it might just be, hey, let's just get as many, acts together, as many people on the bill. But MiniKISS opening for Snoop Dogg. And Mini Gene was like, Snoop Dogg even asked me to, hit this.
Yeah.
And Mini Gene said, and I don't turn down for Snoop. I'm not turning down for Snoop. And someone of course goes, turn down for what?
Yeah.
And all that. But anyway, so
it's
what up?
Funny because real Gene would never
Gene would never smoke it, but he owns his own weed company
Facts.
now.
I can't say he wouldn't approve. He just would never himself.
I wonder if he still does anything with MiniKISS or whatever that company was up in Canada.
I actually forgot about that.
He had some legal medical pharmaceutical weed company or whatever it was that he was working with up in Canada. But anyway, that's a different episode.
Something random I just thought about was I loved when I guess, and I've seen some pictures since then. I guess Eric Singer has been really supportive of them, and I found a cool picture on their website of him posing with them. The current lineup, so somewhat recently, I guess in the last few years.
Yep.
And I guess specifically because he, out of everybody in the band, past or present, has been the most supportive. When he was introducing Mini Peter, he was like, we might need to start calling him Mini Eric Singer because he's the one who's actually supportive of us.
Yeah.
And you and I, obviously, at the mention of Eric Singer, start screaming,
as soon as
cheering,
Eric's
yelling,
name was mentioned,
and it was like pretty much dead silent around us.
Everyone's like, "You like who?"
And we're like, Eric Singer.
Eric Singer. It was great. And then when Mini Paul was introducing the band, he was like, "This is Mini Ace. This is Mini Gene. Might have to do a name change, but this is Mini Peter." Yeah. And I got a good laugh out of the crowd. But yeah, that was just a really fun show.
Good stuff. I had a great time.
Yeah. There's another somebody messaged me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, you should come to Illinois and see Mr. Speed."
Oh man.
And I was like, that Speed sounds tempting. If it wasn't a far drive, I would definitely do that, because Mr. Speed right now is, speaking of Kiss Tribute Summer, they're doing an unmasked thing now.
Yes, they are. That's so fun.
Their drummer is the Fox.
That's so fun.
And he has a full double bass kit that looks just like Eric Carr's kit. They're wearing the big, elaborate, unmasked outfits, and I'm like,
that is tempting.
I'm like,
see, that's the cool thing.
That's
a cool thing about tribute bands, is that like they can recreate certain eras. You know what I mean? And like a really authentic.
And that's
kind
what
of way.
I think we're going to see a lot of going forward, is that the tribute bands are going to, in a way, carry on that live Kiss experience, because. Yeah, Mr. Speed is probably like top dog.
They probably are number one, as far as I know.
You know what? Maybe I'll look into it, and maybe we'll see how far the because there's another Kiss tribute band. I think it's called Kiss Forever Band, or Kiss. No, it's Kiss Destroyer. I forget what it's. There's another Kiss tribute band that's playing about 2 hours away up in Indiana somewhere in the next month or so, and I was like, man, that'd be cool to go to as well. Anyway, so who knows? Maybe Kiss Tribute Summer will continue.
Maybe.
But in the meantime, I have some awesome stuff to show you guys today for the Collector's Corner. An unusual lot, but a fun lot nonetheless. And so I want to start off with this item. I love showing you guys, just keeping you guys up to date with my Kiss collection. So thank you guys for always, tuning in and amusing me, if you will. The first item I want to show, that's a new addition to my Kiss collection, is actually a gift from one of our patrons.
Yes.
This was sent to us by one of our Patreon subscribers, Rex Cat. We call him Rex Cat. He sent me a copy of The Last Kiss at the Garden, December 1st and 2nd, the new book by Kiss Army Spain. And when this came out, I was like, gosh, that looks so cool.
I remember looking at pictures of it online.
I wasn't able to, because I'm always buying other stuff. I was like, I just bought something, so I really can't buy this. Maybe I will in the future, and if not, at least everybody else who was actually at the show, gets their copy.
Yeah.
But no, Rex said, hey, I got 2 copies. I really want you to have this.
That's so nice.
That was a very, very nice, kind gesture, and so, of course, I wanted to shout out Rex and also show the book here. If you want to subscribe to our Patreon, because we have exclusive videos over there, and I did, just for the Patreon folks, an unboxing of this and kind of went through it and showed all the cool stuff. So
nice.
I won't redo it here, but I did want to show it at least everybody here.
It's so well done. Oh my gosh.
I hope you guys can see the front, because I did not. It's hard to see what a book actually looks like online. You see a flat image, and I thought, oh, dope cover, obviously. Didn't realize that it was a soft matte with a reflective glossy middle on Paul's.
Just on the guitar.
Just on Paul's guitar.
Oh, it's so good.
The rest of it, even the Kiss logo also has it.
You're right.
So everything besides the Kiss logo and the guitar is a nice soft matte, and then somehow only this. So how they did it, I don't know. Actually, the Kiss Army Spain logo is also shiny, but that makes perfect sense. So I'll try and get it as close as I can for you guys, so you guys can see it, because although if you have it, you already know how dope it is. And I don't know how they did this. I mean, they've outdone themselves.
It's very well
Kiss
done.
Army Spain
very high quality
is known for their high quality work, their incredible passion for the band and the legacy. This puts a whole new stamp on it. I can't show you guys every picture. I haven't even gotten to look at the whole thing, although the other night I was standing in here for about 10 minutes in silence, just flipping through, just magnificently, just like, oh my gosh, and I was like, I'm reading this, I'm reading that, but very well done, and I'm so thankful to Rex for sending us that, so really appreciate that. I had to show that.
Did you want to put it up?
I did, yes, actually, if you could just put that right there.
It
will. I tested it. I made sure.
It is quite a heavy book.
It is quite a heavy book, but it will hold up. Maybe the light's kind of got a bad glare on it. I don't know.
Oh, but maybe with the glare you could see the shiny guitar.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope it's not too distracting for you guys. But anyway, speaking of books, and that might be the second newest KISS book that was just released. The most recent KISS book that was released is called Raise Your Glasses. And this was put together by Tom and Zeus from the Shout Out Loudcast, along with Joey Casada from Podcast Rock City and Z-Rock. I tried to mix those two there, as you could tell. But anyway, they put together this massive book.
It's huge.
Reviewing
it's like one of my Harry Potter books in there.
It looks like the freaking Goblet of Fire up in here. How many pages is that?
Oh, I don't know.
Because this is over 400.
I was going to say 500.
500. Yeah. This is over 400 pages of literally every single KISS song. It's actually not.
It's not?
It's not every single KISS song.
Why?
I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm going to ask them directly, and I want to see what they say.
Is it just a specific one that's missing?
There are two. There are 2 KISS songs that are missing, but I will tell you afterwards.
Okay.
But anyway,
you seem salty about it.
I'm a little salty, but that's okay because it's okay. It's okay. No, this is a freaking amazing book. What they did was they got musicians and KISS members themselves, fans, wrestlers, all of them to review KISS songs, send them in, and they compiled over 200 songs are reviewed.
It's crazy.
By at least 5 or 6 fans. I'm looking at Chris Jericho right now, reviewed Jungle. He also reviewed In My Head. So a couple cool songs off of Carnival of Souls. You've got John Beauvoir reviewing songs off Animalize. Shocker.
Nice.
How cool is that? You've got Xander from the Kiss Army Things podcast reviewing Monster. Wait, what? I'm in the book? You're damn right I am. Thank you, Tom, Zeus, and Joey, because I've never... Of course, I'm just a random dude, right? Never been involved in a KISS project like this.
Yeah.
And
tangible...
They actually reached out to me and was like, hey, would you want to be a part of this? And just review some songs, send in your reviews. And I said, with 100% certainty. Absolutely. And they asked me, just send in 10 reviews, however many you want. Here's a list of songs that we need. And I sent in 20.
Yep.
18 of them made it into the book.
I expected them to pick 8 or 10.
I was thinking the 10. I was like, here's my 10. I said, here's some extra ones if you need them. Probably don't.
Yeah, or if you want to choose from them, your favorite ones.
Sure.
They put almost all of them in there.
Almost all of them in there. And not only that, but you also have Pasquale Vari and Claudio Spira from the Kiss Army Nation podcast. You've got Mike Brunn from the Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. So...
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
I love it.
So you've got Bruce Kulick did the foreword for this. I won't spoil the whole book, but I'm just giving you the highlights because I'm freaking mind blown right now. They clearly worked really hard on this book. You've also got Eddie Trunk reviewing, I think, Strutter, the first song in the KISS catalog. So, yeah, I highly recommend getting your copy.
It's on Amazon, right?
It is on Amazon. I'll try and put a link in the description if I remember. I always say that, put a link in the description, and then I don't, and it's like, okay, well, there you go. But anyway, I'll try and put a link for you guys in the description, although I'm sure most of you already got this, because day 1 of this being on sale, it rose to number 1.
That's amazing.
On Amazon as the number 1 rock and roll book.
That's so freaking
in the world on Amazon, beating out Dave Grohl and somebody else. There was 2 major books that were also being released or just been released.
By famous musicians.
And Dave Grohl came in number 2.
Wow.
To freaking Raise Your Glasses, man. Power of the KISS Army right there.
That's right.
So yeah, I guarantee you've never read a book like this because a book like this does not exist. I don't think every single KISS song has ever been reviewed in depth like this before. So I highly recommend getting a copy. It was about $30. $30, 400 pages, 200 songs, celebrities, musicians, me, come on. But seriously, again, thank you to Joey, to Tom, and to Zeus. Your passion is clearly evident. I mean, you can look at... look, here's Tom and Zeus with Eric Singer right there. Just flip through it. So, yeah, I mean, this was definitely, a love letter to KISS, the music, and the fans.
Absolutely.
The perfect trifecta. So again, guys, check that out. Get it. I highly recommend it. I'm going to put that there. And then the last thing I'm going to show for this part of the show, the Collector's Corner, is actually a random one, but it technically does fit in.
It counts.
And that is Fall Guy on DVD. So you guys might remember a few months ago, Youngblood released his version of I Was Made for Loving You. Fall Guy was in theaters. We went and saw it.
So good.
And did a review of it on the show a little bit because I Was Made for Loving You is used like throughout the whole thing.
And not just Youngblood's version. The movie opens with Kiss's version.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yes, and wasn't it the Kiss Classics, right? The Kissteria version?
I think so.
The Kiss Classics? Yeah, the re-record.
I think so.
I don't know. Maybe it was the original. I don't know. I can't remember now.
I'm not sure.
We'll have to go back and watch it.
And it is also, even regardless of Kiss, a fantastic movie.
Yes. No, this is a really good movie.
I recommend it no matter what.
You got Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, two fantastic actors. This movie is a love letter to Hollywood, love letter to action,
and to stuntmen. Yeah.
The director of this film is a former stuntman. Stunt supervisor, maybe?
Yes, he's done all of that. He started as a stuntman, and then a stunt supervisor, and then now he's a director.
Yes.
And so it's
Has he worked in visual effects maybe too as well?
No, but I think he works closely.
But he has a mind for visual effects too. So yeah, this guy, and we saw him on one of our favorite YouTube shows, Corridor.
Yep.
And on their VFX Artists React show, they had him on, and he was wearing a Kiss shirt.
Awesome.
Full print Kiss shirt, unabashedly. And so even though Kiss didn't come up in that conversation, you could tell that him wearing a Kiss shirt and using Kiss in the movie.
Well, and that was just validation for me that the song wasn't just put in the movie just because it was a cool song, because it fit. Like, he obviously loves Kiss and put it there intentionally. And it worked so well, because they also had, like, a cool, like, epic instrumental version of it at some point in the movie. There's, like, 3 or 4 different versions of this song.
Yeah, they literally use it as the concept. It's almost like
it's like part of the story.
Soundtrack. It's part of the story. Yeah, they use that song to tell the story of the movie.
Yep.
I was made for loving you. You were made for loving me, and
they
used it very well. So we'll have to go back and watch this, because I do remember it being fun. It had a good, nice twist to it. Good plot twist to it. So yeah, if you like action movies, but you
action, comedy, but also a little bit of romance,
and if you're bored of what you usually see in movies, this is a nice escape movie.
So good.
If you're a Kiss fan, totally get it as well. This is the last copy at Target, and I was like, that's coming home with me.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna put that right there.
Perfect.
That might have blown the mic out. I was talking directly into the mic. So anyway, I think now it's just time for the last part, which is Kiss Merch of the Year. We're in 2009 now. This is episode 109. So we're in 09. And this item is small in size, but big in my heart.
Okay. What is it?
I'm showing the Kiss Tour Edition trading cards from 2009. Now these, I've wanted to, in the past, do a video on just these cards alone, but I haven't, because I'm afraid I'm going to get made fun of, because they're not Don Russ cards, 78 vintage cards. They're just weird 09 cards. But I never realized until within the last, maybe like few years or so, how much these cards meant to me at the time, because these came out in 09, obviously. These were in the Kiss Corner when Sonic Boom was released. You could find these with the M&Ms and the blanket and the album and the t-shirt. They had these trading cards, and I bought them just because they were cheap Kiss trading cards.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is that every single card in here is a different tour.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So every tour, all the way up until, at this point, it would be, I think, the Live 35 tour, right? Let me verify. Yeah, a Live 35 tour. They have one for Rock and Roll Over, a Kiss Rock and Roll Day, which was announced in 08 by the governor of South Dakota. And then you have Cobo Hall 75, where Kiss recorded Kiss Alive. One card for each of the Kiss members.
Nice.
One for Sonic Boom, the new Kiss album, and then one for Kiss in general.
These are cool, dude.
But what the thing is that blows my mind is that each one of the tour cards has actual stats about the tour. So
really?
So for instance, the first Kiss tour at 122 shows. The first show was March 22nd, 74 in Devon, Pennsylvania. The last show took place October 4th, 74, Houston, Texas, and it gives you the average set list, right? On and on and on for every single show.
The design of them is so cool,
How many shows were on that tour? The first show, the last tour, the average set list, and then let me go to like the 03 tour, because it says the World Domination Tour was co-headlined with Aerosmith. It was the first tour in history with Tommy Thayer in the band, At a number of performances, fans got a special treat when Aerosmith guitarist Joe Perry joined Kiss on stage. This was the first time Kiss had someone outside the band play on stage with them. Cool. So you get all kinds of really cool stuff.
Fun facts.
Like that. Eric Singer on the farewell tour did his flaming drumstick trick during drum solo in God of Thunder, playing drums and cymbals while his sticks are on fire. So you get all these really cool facts.
Why haven't I seen that?
This?
No, the flaming drumsticks.
Because it was only used on the farewell tour when he joined, and and he was only there for the handful of shows in Japan and Australia.
If there's footage of that,
there is footage.
I would like to see it.
We will watch it as soon as we're done here, because he did it with Alice Cooper too.
Cool.
And then translated it into Kiss, and there was a rumor that he was going to bring that trick back for the End of the Road tour.
I wish he would have.
And it never happened.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it was going to make its way into the set, but I know that Eric has commented on how much of a safety issue it can be, depending 100%. On what venue they're at, what city they're in, who the fire marshal is.
Yeah, if it's even approved.
So,
they probably can't just do it.
And what Kiss does at the show is already pretty crazy.
Exactly,
but no, I was mind blown at these cards, because back in 2009, I didn't have internet.
Right.
I didn't have a computer. We lived in the woods, in southern Indiana. So this was my literal Wikipedia.
Yeah.
If I wanted to know how many shows were on the Dynasty Tour, where the first one was, get the average set list, maybe a few nuggets of info, it was this card set list right here. And look at the back,
the pictures are so
because
cool.
I'll put some images up, but on the back, you have sweet-ass graphics.
They're so
cool. If you ask me, this is the new modern-day version of the Dawn Rust cards.
Well, they're very well
These
designed.
cards are super well done. Killer photographs, literally spanning all eras. Crazy Nights. You got Bruce. You got Eric Carr. Vinnie Vincent.
Design is so
Everybody
cool.
is on here, man.
They remind me of like a mix of cool vintage trading cards like those.
Yes.
But also kind of like tarot cards. Have you seen how cool those designs are? That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know it sounds silly, but
they're awesome.
But these cards, when I got them, I was thinking I was just getting something cool.
Yeah.
That was new, for the Kiss collection, and then Jeb opened his and showed me, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna open mine.
I need to dig through those.
And now I think I have 1 or 2 more boxes over there. Just in case, because at some point I'm going to pass those along to some other kid who's going to, have these and look at it, because these might be the coolest Kiss cards ever to come out. So that's why I'm showing that.
That's awesome.
For Kiss Merch of the Year, this
Love
episode. And that pretty much wraps up. It's always a good episode when it starts out with an empty table, and at the end it's just full of Kiss stuff.
Yep.
That's how you know it's been a good show. So thank you guys for joining us, episode 109. I promise that the next video will be my special video. I know you guys are just dying to see what that is. But anyway, thank you guys for just sitting here and joining us and talking about Kiss. It really is a lot of fun. I hope you guys are doing okay, doing well, having fun. Thank you for tuning in. And if you want more Kiss Army things, you can always follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to the Patreon. All kinds of exclusive videos and exclusive content there. And to the ones that are subscribed to Patreon, again, I named them earlier. You guys rock.
Thank you.
You directly support the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Because of you guys, I have a new hard drive that allows me to create more content, because we were getting down to the not megabytes, but we were getting down to the nitty-gritty on gigs. And these episodes, it's
a lot of data.
It's a lot of data. So thank you guys so much for your support. It really does mean a lot. In any case, we'll see you in the next video on the next episode of the Kiss Army Things podcast. Have a great day, a great week. My name is Xander.
My name is Daphne.
Peace out. Rock on.